Fala pessoal, voltamos aí, tava meio distraído aí, mas voltamos aí com Blacksad, The Underskin. Ok, oita, opa, aí piloto, hein, ô garoto, já pilotamos desse uma vez, sei como que é meio estranho, é a roda traseira que gira. Galera, lembrando que tem a playlist completa aí no canal. Dá uma olhada lá, se inscreve se você curte esse game, a história no gibi ou outra coisa. Beleza. O que eu tenho que fazer aqui mesmo?
Hey, you're one feisty cat.
Ô louco, meu! Tirou na cabeça. Ok, eu vacilei. Eu consigo sair? Não consigo sair do veículo. Ah, dá pra ir por aqui. E agora, o que eu faço? Oh. Ah, lógico. Ele tava procurando um jeito pra subir aí, mais fácil assim, né? Eu achando que ia fazer uma outra coisa, pra fazer uma outra coisa até chegar aí. Mas foi mais simples do que eu imaginei. Aqui esse gato aí não tá muito gato não, né? Tá meio mais pra um porquinho. Meio pesadão. Ó, deixa bandido, hein? Stay put. Ah, gato. We died twice. Try again, vamos lá, vai. Esse jogo me enganou, né? Porque no capítulo anterior ele falou que queria surpreender o cara aí por cima, né? Tal. Ah, tem que esperar ele virar de costas? Nada a ver. Tá. Complicado. Galera, aqui tá um calor em São Paulo. O ventilador ligado aí. Vocês iam escutar um zuzuzum aí, o ventilador. Tá. So, o que a gente faz? Eu recuei e não aconteceu nada. Eu avancei e eu morri. Se eu ficar parado? Ele recua. Não é pra subir mais. Só tacar alguma coisa na cabeça dele. talvez funcione. Ah. Um escudo. É um escudo de solda, né? Ou não? É. Poxa vida, eu podia ter explorado um pouquinho mais lá em cima, cara. Eu perdi negócio de figurinha. Mandar as figurinhas. Esse sobretudo dele é bem da hora, né, cara? É, tem até meio mola aí. Olha o gorila aí, ó. Safadinho, tá escondido. O que esse cara deve estar aprontando, né? Ó, Mitchell. Ó, Mitchell? Não lembro o nome agora. Wake, 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 little spider, little horse. So what you looking for? Vamos lá, o que a gente tá procurando?
What does this place have to hide?
O que esse lugar está escondendo? A Mitch é o doutor. Não sei se eu tenho que resolver todas essas coisas para chegar a um final. Quem é o cara que passou pelo doutor? Será que é o... Ah tá, eu vi um cigarro ali na... Será que é isso? Não. Cara, é muita coisa pra escolher. Ah, just much bullshit. É, cara. Você... existo. Oh.
It's pretty clear that Helen Moore's cigarette case was a gift from O'Leary.
Ok, Mitchell. Ellen Desmond. Safadinho.
If she's still in love, why does she claim she hates him? What is she
O que
hiding?
ela está escondendo? Se ele ama tanto, se ela ama tanto ele, o que ela está escondendo? Cara, esse doutor tá cheio das polêmicas aqui, mano. O doutor pode ser a pessoa por trás de todo assassinato. É. Não. Também não. Também não. Falta um bem de resolver. Mitchell of the. Não. Também não. E agora qual que será? Que é a pessoa que passou pelo. Ok. Bom, sorte.
Mitchell, who fought with Dunn during the war, tried to pass as Yale's doctor.
Então, vamos dar uma geral aqui pra ver o que pega. Precisa de uma chave. Que eu não tenho. Opa. Não tenho ainda essa chave. Vou pegar daqui a provavelmente em algum lugar. Tá? Tá trancado, tudo trancado, cara. Isso aqui é uma fábrica? O que será pra ele? trancado aí, ô John. John. Nada aqui, nada aqui.
Will I
Telefone.
need help? Who would I call?
Ah, no call weekly. Ligar pro nosso ratinho. Com certeza ele não vai atender. A parada aqui agora é só nós aqui.
Wiggly here. You're what's...
Pier 36, the sixth sea-facing warehouse coming in from Montgomery.
John?
Is
Is that you?
Meet me in an hour.
What's going on?
Bring your camera. I just gave you the scoop of your life.
Ah, ele atendeu, legal. O Smirnoff é o cão policial lá. Vamos pedir todo o reforço possível.
Smirnoff.
Pier 36. Meet me in an hour.
Blacksad?
If you're coming from Montgomery, it's the sixth sea-facing warehouse.
What's going on?
And bring the cavalry.
E traga a cavalaria. Beleza. Chamamos um paparazzo, um repórter e a polícia, tá bom. Menos chance de eu morrer, eu creio. Trancado. É que é uma fábrica, tem ponto ali de registro de funcionário, entrada e saída. Tinha que ter uma figurinha, lógico. Nossa, tá uma bagunça aqui, hein?
According to this, the warehouse belonged to a Canadian import company.
Importação de Companhia Canadense de Importação. Vamos ver quem é que tá aqui, não vai. Tava apontando no chão, não na escada. Mentira, tá apontando na escada assim. Tem um negócio louco aqui, o que é isso? Beleza.
It could be an Ojibwa totem pole, in which case, the top animal would be a crane.
O cara é um índio, cachorro lá, cavalo. Ah, figurinha ali, mano, pelo amor de Deus. Não, mano, outro job.
If I'm not mistaken, these are incense sticks, used in cleansing rituals. A dream catcher. It's supposed to protect children during the night, trapping all evil in its spider web.
Um machadinho aqui, hein? Machadinho é perigoso. Tá, vamos descer. Será que aqui faz anabolizante pros atletas? Pode ser, né, cara? Tudo é relacionado a esporte. Esse caminhão aqui faz um tempinho que não anda, hein? Meio quebrado. Tá, já falamos com todos. Hello, face horse.
Don't you even think of screaming.
I might not even talk.
Eu nem quero falar.
It looks like an arrowhead.
Ele é o Green Arrow. Mais
Everything
óbvio, né?
seems to prove that Gil is a Native American, and I'm almost sure that the woman in the picture is his mother.
Alguém é um americano nativo, but always believe in their sons. What Mitchell's as
You know who'll always believe in you? Your mother. My mother never lost her faith in me. And I gave her plenty of reasons when I was a kid.
was
It all started with something as stupid as keeping the change when she sent me for groceries. Then I started stealing fruit from the street stands. And finally, I turned to pickpocketing. Somehow, my mother managed to keep me in school until I got into college. But I never gave her reasons to believe in me then either.
I keep bad company. I really went to class. Caraca, o menos pesado, né?
I rarely went to class my freshman year. Obviously, I was never a sophomore. Then Pearl Harbor happened. I got drafted and sent to Europe. They told me killing was my moral duty, but I discovered it could be addictive. Not all victims were Nazis. But when I got back, I was treated like a pariah, a veteran outcast who never should have come back in the first place. And yet, my mother never ceased to...
Oxi.
I also fought in the war. That's where I met Mitchell. They used me, like many of my people. And then they just tossed us aside.
Realmente.
The first time Mitchell offered me to do this, I told him to take a hike. I wanted to get my act together, but I ended up begging him. I don't like Mitchell. I don't like the things he makes me do. I don't like that German rat either. But what I like least of all is myself. I don't like what I did during the war, and I don't like what I'm doing now. Do you know what it's like to kill a friend for the sake of the mission? Huh. But my mother, she always thought I'd make amends and start anew.
É, falar das mães mexeu com ele. E o Mitch é o doutor que obriga ele a fazer essas coisas. Ele e o povo dele. Acho que é um tipo de tribo índia.
Maybe it's time I did just that. It's number 3.
Oh, é o número 3. Aqui. Número 2. Número 3. Caraca, a gente deve ter aí dentro, né, mano? Push the button. Ô louco. esconderijo, cara. É, vai descer o cavalo vai cair, sair correndo, Zé Mané. O cara só tá amarrado as mãos, não os pés. Que é isso, moço? Submarino? Esse macaco aí é bem estranho, hein, cara? Vou voltar aqui e pegar ele na porrada. Não dá. Oh, milagre, não tem uma figurinha aqui. Uma cama? Matando alguém sequestrado. Nossa, que menina tá magra.
Go it!
You bad.
Hey,
You
it's all right. Don't be afraid, little girl.
I'm friend. Eu não quero te escutar. Não quero te assustar.
I don't want to scare you, okay?
Vita, no hurt.
A menina tá sequestrada. Eita, bicho feio. Quem é essa menina, cara?
Hey,
Vita, no hurt.
once upon a time,
There's a good girl.
once upon a time, there was a good girl called...
Brunhilda.
Do Rio.
Hi, my name is Brunhilde, and I'm very happy.
said Brunhilde. And then Brunhilde, who had a beautiful name,
Really beautiful.
a really beautiful name, ran into someone very special.
Oh, who was it?
A very mean, a very funny cat.
A very funny cat called John.
I'm a very funny cat, and my name is John. Hi, John the cat. I really like funny cats. Hi, Brunhilde. Since you're so nice, I'm gonna help you.
Get off the case, bake some delicious pies, fill some colors barrel.
Fill up a bunch of color balloons. I love balloons. What's your favorite balloon color? Wow, that's a very hard question. But John the cat, it's the easiest question in the world. Let me show you how easy it is. My favorite balloon color is...
Yellow, pink, blur, green. E agora? Bem, como é menina, né? Pink.
pink. Well, Brunhilde, that's exactly what I was about to say.
Bird. Bird. John. Brunhilda. Fund.
Rapaz, essa menina dá medo.
Do play. Each look.
Okay.
Hi, Bird. Why are you wearing that mask?
Well, gas.
Well, maybe we should get out of here. What do you think, Burned?
Burned.
And what about you, Brunhilde? Don't you think that?
Leave her. Vamos deixar ela aqui por enquanto. O que eles estão fazendo aqui, mano? Uma figurinha. Vamos pegar essa figurinha. Simples. Ok. Que isso? Instruções. Brunhilde. Não é isso, John. É aqui, John. Muito bem, John. John. Caraca, como tem figurinha esse jogo. Tá. A gente precisa se afastar para... Bota o filme aí, cara. Brunhilde. Nome diferente, né? Provavelmente bem inventado.
Subject: Brunhilde Gruner. Treatment: Day 1514. The patient's ability to speak continues to diminish. Now she can only pronounce the occasional word in German. It's as if she had gone back in time, not only due to her declining cognitive function, but because she appears to have forgotten everything she learned since her arrival in America. Tissue degeneration persists, and yet, perhaps due to drastic reduction of benzylproline dosage and an increase of anupropion, we have observed a 3% of deceleration of said degeneration. Furthermore, and perhaps this is the best finding so far, the subject exhibits a mild recovery of her speaking function. It's not a lot, and yet we are on the right track. All hope is not lost.
Mas quantos anos essa menina tem? Boss, Millie Ben, Peter Wolf, Helena Moore. Caramba, é amostra de sangue, DNA, sei lá o que é isso. Nossa, a maioria do Frank. Maluquice é essa?
Subject: Craig Spanner. Treatment: Day 0. The subject is a veteran baseball player who has lost speed, strength, and agility due to the regular aging process. The patient refers intense pain on the right scapula, most likely caused by an old injury. Unfortunately, due to the injury's nature, surgery is not advised. The goals of our medical approach are twofold: to relieve pain caused by the prior injury so that the subject can play without symptoms, and to help the patient regain the physical condition lost in the aging process, thus allowing him to perform at elite levels. To that effect, he will receive daily administration of strong opioids, along with treatment. Day 128. Treatment so far has been a success on all fronts. The patient no longer feels pain when using his right arm, circumstance that allows him to pitch without fear. Furthermore, the patient's athletic performance is not only up to par with that displayed at the height of his career, but it has even exceeded all expectations improving the subject's precision and focus. So far, the only side effect seems to be a slight euphoria experienced 3 hours after dosage, which subsides 4 hours later, taking the patient on an emotional roller coaster of sorts with bouts of mild trembling. Treatment. Day 341. The patient's health has visibly deteriorated. Moments of euphoria and boosted physical performance have become increasingly shorter, while the ensuing periods of depression and weakness have become longer, including severe trembling and tachycardia. Although we have met all therapeutic goals, we will proceed to terminate the treatment in order to avoid causing irreparable physical and mental damage to the patient.
Ô, louco. Rapaz. Estão usando uma droga que acaba com a pessoa.
A list of names, somehow related to chemical agents?
Bobby Yale. Ah, o doutor lá com certeza tá fazendo algum esteroide, cara, para os atletas tomarem. E o que isso com certeza é o motivo das mortes. O doutor aqui tá. Espera não. Ok. Você? Não. A lista, Bobby Yale. Uma lista de nomes que alguém relatou. Ok.
Mitchell is cashing in by selling drugs to enhance athletes' performances.
Tem mais alguma coisa que possamos ver? Vamos lá, Zé Mané. Certo. Espero. A saúde esperam. Tomou. Deu uma caída, uma piorada após usar drogas.
The worst part of Mitchell's scheme isn't that it's illegal or unethical. It's that he didn't even care about compromising the athlete's health.
O doutor não tá nem aí em ferrar com a saúde dos atletas. Eu acho que aqui não tem mais nada não. Eu tenho certeza que se a gente sair aqui pela porta, o macaco vai atacar a gente. Pelo menos eu acho, né?
Gil? You know you're not allowed down here. You know you're not allowed.
You bastard! I should kill you right here, right now!
I don't know.
You don't know? I know you're testing drugs on that girl.
Brunhilde? No, she's my daughter. She was born with a degenerative disease, a rare condition similar to the Engelmann syndrome. There are only 4 known cases like hers, and none of the patients reach the age of 5. But I couldn't give up. I continued to research and found something. It didn't make her better, but anyway, that same treatment used on healthy subjects seems to improve their stamina and their reflexes. It also seems to improve their pain threshold. Somehow, the Reich heard about my experiments and tried to recruit me to create super soldiers.
Capitão América.
Yes, that Reich. We're talking late 30s, Berlin.
A menina é velha mesmo.
I escaped with Brunhilde and came to your country. But the American military also heard about me. I spent the entire war experimenting with drugs on soldiers. Some were highly effective, I must say. When the war was over, my experiments were discarded. I was forbidden all access to the drugs, and Brunhilde got worse. But then God sent me Angus Mitchell. We had met during the war, and he came to offer me a deal. I would make drugs for athletes, and he would sell them. With my earnings, I could pay for Brunhilde's treatment. What else do you want me to say?
Nossa, a menina, a filha dele tem uma doença terminal que existiram na época apenas 5 casos. Nenhuma das crianças passavam de 5 anos de idade. Mas ele não desistiu, descobriu algo e veio fazendo tratamento. E o Hitler, né, o cara nazista lá da Segunda Guerra Mundial, pediu para que ele fizesse drogas para super soldados, blá blá blá. E aí, depois da guerra terminou, ele veio para a América, trabalhou com o governo americano, mas o governo americano dispensou ele, a vida dele piorou. Aí o Mitchell encontrou ele, fez um acordo para ele desenvolver drogas para os atletas e ele venderia as drogas. Caramba, a menina tem mais de 100 anos, cara. You keep her alive, but the price is high.
So you're keeping Brunhilde alive, but the price is high.
A price I'm more than glad to pay. You're not a father, are you? Look, I'm not proud of what I do, but I don't have a choice.
About those pills.
Sobre isso.
There was a bottle there before. What is he looking at?
John. Você é um Zé Mané mesmo, viu?
Don't dwell on it, Josh. You had to tell him the truth in order to protect Brunhilde. I would have done the same thing.
Eu faria a mesma coisa.
Finish packing up your things and stop torturing yourself, okay?
Thanks, Angus. I won't be long.
Oh, honey. You like living here? Yeah, me too. But we have to go somewhere else, and it's all that bad cat's fault. Yes, sweetie. We're going to a new home now. A prettier one. And you'll be happier there. Now go with Papa, honey. Give him a kiss. Go on. Give him a kiss. Go on. I'm sorry about this, Josh, but we gave it our best, didn't we?
Huh? What? What do you mean, Angus?
I wish it hadn't come to this.
Pretende matar todos.
Angus, what's wrong?
Goodbye, Josh.
Caraca, que filho da mãe, cara.
I hope you're happy, you son of a bitch. They were good people.
Toma na jaca.
I hope that made you feel better. I like it when you smile. You're so far from the truth. What the?
The mask would buy me a bit of extra time. The question was, how much?
Ele errou o tiro, velho, na cara assim. Ou acertou o tiro? Uma bundinha aqui.
Spano? Spano just ran out that way.
Caraca, quantas indecisões. Ei, John. Intoxicado. Anda, John. Por que você tirou a máscara, mano? Eita, tá bicho forte, cara. Ah, ele tomou o bagulho, cara. Ele tomou a droga. Ah, tá tá explicado como é que ele segurou a S ali, cara. What has happened? Aconteceu. O John tá nervosão ali, ó. Eneva. Flash hair. Bom.
Craig's Shadow is back! Did you miss me?
Ah, tá loucão, cara.
Who wants to see a home run? Huh? Now you're gonna see. Bring it on! Let's go!
Ixi, vai ter um ataque cardíaco. Eita, tá bem louco. E os olhos tá ficando vermelho. Ixi. Esse é um aneurisma. Ih, já era.
No.
Eita, o cara tá todo estranho, cara. Opa. Foi, caramba. Vai, garoto. Não morre, não. Você fez de tudo para salvar Spenel. Spenel morreu... depois de... quê? Entendi. Quatro vítimas? Ah, sim. O doutor, o Spenel, a menina e o seu pai.
Don't torture yourself. You did everything you could.
Você torturou, você
Will you make
fez
it?
tudo que é possível.
The doctors think so. They found him unconscious by the basement door.
What?
O quê? Ah, ele foi encontrado morto? Tá. Será que foi você? Não. Ué, peraí. Ai, caraca. Tá, vamos lá. Você. 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 Não. Então vamos lá. que esse cara tomou deixou ele forte, pois ele morreu por causa dessa droga. E Mitchell ficou trancado. Caramba. Faz sentido. Esse aqui empurrou pelo jeito. Eu acho que não é isso não. Certo?
Could Gil have blocked the basement door from the outside to kill Mitchell?
You think? That's a serious accusation. Are you sure, or is this just a theory of yours?
Com certeza ele
I'm
teria
positive.
feito isso.
Gil told me himself. Mitchell practically forced him to work for him. And I've got reasons to believe that Gil is a bit trigger happy. Besides, I'd say he wasn't even really unconscious when they found him. That he was just pretending.
Huh. You think Gil was involved in the previous murders?
Alright. Acho que ele é o cara, é o cachorro, vamos lá. Certo, você Snap Kill Random Late. Essa foi fácil.
What if it was Gil who killed his partner Randall Lee under Mitchell's orders?
Another serious accusation.
Are
You sure?
I'm positive.
Yes. Everything points in that direction, including my gut.
Wait. Couldn't Mitchell be Randall Lee's murderer?
So he misses with 2 shots at point-blank range, and then he hits a guy smack in the forehead from across the street? No. Mitchell is not the sniper who wiped out Randall Lee.
Yeah. I guess you're right. But we still don't know what caused Craig Spano's death.
Agora vai chegar lá. Beleza. Certo. O bicho ficou super poderoso. Deu ataque cardíaco. And so they die.
There's no doubt about it. Spano took drugs from the lab, and they killed him.
But if that were true, how many more athletes are in danger?
Muitos, cara,
And
muitos.
most importantly, who are they? Is Bobby
I
Yale
don't remember
involved?
the names. I don't remember now. Write down these names.
I didn't see them all, but write down these names. Peter Lowe, Xavier Chains,
Ellen
Helen Moore,
Bill
Bill
Goldman,
Goldman, Miles Benton, Alexander Wood, Jacob Ziegler, And yes,
Bobby Yale.
Thanks. Saving lives for a change, huh? In any case, thanks for the call. I was starting to think you'd never trust the police again.
I trust anyone. I don't trust the cop. I trust you.
I don't trust the cops. I trust you.
Smiles, Johnny boy.
Jimmy boy.
Thanks for the tip.
We got
This
to
is gonna win me the Pulitzer.
Get that guy out of here. All right. Let's get this over with. When the war ended, Mitchell convinced Groon to use his super soldier drugs on elite athletes. Somehow, Dunn found out about Mitchell's scheme. So when Mitchell heard that Dunn was onto him, he ordered Randall Lee to kill him and frame Yale for the murder. Then, he made Randall search Dunn's house and the gym for any incriminating evidence he might have had against him. The poor cleaning lady died almost by chance. When you stuck your nose in the case, he tried to scare you by sending his thugs to give you a beating. And when that didn't work, he asked Randall Lee to finish you off on the gym rooftop. But Randall not only failed, he got captured. So Mitchell ordered Gil to put a bullet through his head, which only made Gil upset. You kept getting closer and closer to the point of discovering his headquarters. When Mitchell realized he was cornered, he burned his bridges by setting the lab on fire, along with Dr. Groon and his daughter. Gil saw the opportunity to get back at Mitchell, so he blocked the only exit so that he would also die in the fire.
Imaginei isso.
Leave any loose ends?
Just a few. But don't worry about it. I'll take care of them now. So I guess thanks for everything.
Mas quem matou o cavalo lá, cara? Agora não tô entendendo. Encontraram o corpo dele? É mesmo, né? Ficou uma ponta solta aí. Quem matou o cavalão? O indígena. Mistério, galera. Mistério. Eu sei que esse jogo tem vários sinais.
In your classic noir films and novels, solving a case never amounts to a happy ending. The detective is always left with a sense of bitterness. A feeling that, before he took the case, the world was a better place. That he was a better person.
Come on, now speed it out.
Sometimes I just let my character get the best of me.
What do you want from me?
I told Stone what I knew. That he was going to let Yale win. That if he didn't, O'Leary would destroy Helen Moore's career. And that Moore was doomed either way. Or would be, as soon as America discovered her sweetheart was on drugs.
I don't believe you. No way. Who sent you?
Today? Nobody.
And what if I did believe you? What would that change? If I don't do this for her, how could I ever look her in the eyes? How could we stay together?
You think you'll stay together when you lose your title and they accuse her of doping?
At least I know I tried.
Ah, meu Deus. You comprehend, you lose your integrity. You're right. Go ahead, take it out.
O'Leary's world is long gone. Now TV rules the roost. Sporting scandals and rigged fights can only reduce their credibility. Not to mention their ratings. If you take a dive and word gets out, you lose much more than just a fight.
Is it all about being professional to you?
Suit yourself. But trust me, your manager is a murderer. Get as far away from him as possible.
Hey, Blacksad.
Thank you.
I'll think about it.
Ah, tá. Eu vou pensar sobre. Seus. O Blacksad foi falar pra esse cara aí pra Ellen pra ele perder, na verdade, a luta, pra o cara lá não, pra a namorada dele não acabar com a carreira dela, né? É, galera. nós vamos falar agora.
Yale confirmed to me that Dunn found out that Mitchell was giving him meds. That was the reason they argued the evening of his death.
In fact, I was clean at the time. Hadn't used for days. I didn't want to go down that road. I wanted to follow Joe.
But he discovered everything.
He didn't believe me when I said I had nothing to do with it.
But you used again.
Only after his death. I needed to cope.
But the drugs gave you a panic attack.
Yeah. But I've been clean ever since.
Mitchell gave you the pills when he stopped by the hospital. Hence, your miraculous recovery. Are you planning on taking them before the fight? Don't do it, Bobby.
Someone has to save the gym. I owe it to Joe.
And
Sonia. And my Aunt Mary.
The only thing you owe them is integrity. What would Dunn think of you now?
Cachorro doido. Esse aqui é um cão de guarda doido. What dogs? Ele voltou pro apartamento dele, né? Legal.
Stone and Yale hadn't taken away the bitterness I felt. I needed a friend. In appreciation for the tip I'd given him, he insisted on buying me a milkshake that he drank. After the perfect storm of corruption and murder, only friendship could reconcile me with the world. Only that could make me believe in mankind again. Only that could cleanse my soul. Only that. And money.
É, money. Legal, será que é a final do game? Provavelmente, né? Não tenho dúvidas. Rapaz, que final grande, meu. Gostei. Curti demais esse
In
game.
your standard noir novel, Yale and Stone would be punished for breaking the rules. There would be justice for Sonia, the victim. But this was the real world. As the detective who had cracked the case, I just had to get my paycheck and be on my way.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Blacksad. Mr. Thorpe is on his way. Care to take a seat while you wait?
Right, I wait.
I guess I'll just have to wait.
He'll be here in a minute. Please, take a seat.
Por favor, sente-se. A Sonia ali, ó, drogadona. Ela também usa droga. Acho que essa mulher tá me paquerando. Ellen. Um elefante. Uma galinha ali, velho. Ah, um chihuahua. Chihuahua, será que cachorro é esse? Ah,
No, that's not possible. But what if Tim Thorpe was somehow involved in Mitchell's operation?
Mr. Blacksad? Mr. Thorpe is running later than expected, but he insists on meeting you, if you don't mind.
Sure, as long as you help me fight off this boredom.
That's not in my job description, but...
tem uma lista ali. Sabia que a gente ia dar uma olhada nisso. As quais são Bobby Yale, Sonia, John Blacksad. Jantar com Roger. Ah. Ok.
If my hunch is right, there should be a meeting with Mitchell noted somewhere in Thorpe's agenda. If I had her markings on my skin, would I be the same person? Would my name be different?
I can remember the days of my first. Do you know how long I? Caraca.
Well, you see, I've got a problem. In order to figure out how much Mr. Thorpe owes me, I need to know what day I started working on the case. But I can't remember. You wouldn't have that written down, would you?
It sure wasn't on my shift. I'd remember. Let me see.
Miles Baton, Cruz and Wallace. Lulia. Okay. Return fights. Ok. Qual é o outro nome que tá escrito ali? Encontrar com Bobby Yale, olha. Dia 10 de novembro, outubro. Outubro. John Dunn.
What? Dunn was here 2 days before he died? Why didn't Thorpe ever mention that?
I'm sorry, but your name's not on here.
How long have you worked on
How long have you worked for Tim Thorpe?
Almost 3 years. And I hope it lasts.
Has anything odd happened at the agency lately?
Not on my shift. Perhaps the oddest thing I've seen is a bored detective asking a lot of questions.
Oh, agora da batata, é?
Wait, I just remembered something. The day I came, Joe Dunn had just walked out the door.
Well, no. You don't have any appointments. Although, I guess I could have forgotten to write you in. Mr. Dunn, who's usually very kind, left in a flurry. He even slammed Mr. Thorpe's door.
Okay. Now I know I have to get into Thorpe's office.
And he didn't even say goodbye.
Yes, that was the day. You don't recall me because the minute I saw Dunn stomp out, I followed him. I never actually came in.
Of course. That explains it.
No doubt. So, since it looks like Mr. Thorpe won't be here soon, I think I'll go take a walk down the hall. Gotta stay in shape. Come on, Thorpe. Tell me there's a back door to your office.
Office, room, cell, waiting. Ok. Eu consigo voltar? Yes, I can. Nossa, você viu ali? Olha que ela tá teclando ali, ó. Invisible. Tá ok. E eu que sou louco. Quem é o louco agora, hein? It's close. It's close. Restroom.
Should I play the Smirnoff trump card again?
Local kill. Kill.
Smirnoff didn't know what to think. He asked me to watch out and call him as soon as I had more information. He also told me that Gil had finally talked. He denied having blocked the basement door and said the truck door opened, but he got knocked on the head as soon as he tried to get out. He then woke up when the police found him beside the basement door. Obviously, the same person who had jammed the door had carried him there.
Bobby Yale.
So, you had something to do with that chest expander after all.
Mentiu pra gente, hein? Peraí, John.
If Weekly were here, I'd have to tie his hands behind his back.
Oh.
Cats aren't afraid of heights. That's why I've never felt vertigo.
Não. Ô Zé Mané. Sai. A figurinha ali em cima, cara. Não.
In my experience, when something looks really good, it ends up smelling really bad.
Sala do presidente. Esse negócio deve ser cirúrgico aqui, meu. Eita, caramba. Olha! Mobiliário 3D. Tá, até parece que aqui não vai ter uma figurinha. Não tem não, né? O que é isso na mesa aqui?
Of course. Oh, crap.
Ele tá tomando a droga.
Why am I surprised? In every investigation, there comes a point where every single lead seems to go down the drain. And you have to retrace your steps to get back on the right track.
Deve ter alguma figurinha aqui escondida. Dá a opção de olhar? Ou não? Primeiro lugar. Bem, enfim.
I better not use it. It might be connected to the switchboard at the front desk. It's a bit strange to see no office chair behind a desk until you remember the desk's owner is in a wheelchair. And one of the strengths, the accuracy of his throw. I earned the nickname Iron Arm. I used to throw the
Tá
ball.
parecendo eu lendo aqui.
When wherever it wanted. And my coach, the great Joffrey Sox. And so I worked hard. Pearl Harbor. I enlisted immediately. After losing a partner in combat, a serious injury, I asked to be relocated. I became a sniper. I know I shouldn't say this, but I was one of the best in the army, and it was all thanks to my accuracy. No, it was all thanks to Jeffrey Sachs. I wonder how many Americans that man saved with my arm. After these words, Tim Thorpe is moved almost to tears and asks me to take a break. It's shocking to see how an athlete and soldier, a man whose aim and skill won him a Medal of Honor and the nickname Surgeon among his brothers in arms. That can't be. I mean, it could be a coincidence, but no.
Entenderam, galera? Eu acho que quem tá de trás com toda aquela droga é o tio da Sonia. Eu acho que o atirador é ele da janela. Vê? esse aqui. Não é não? Caraca. É muito mais óbvio, né? Não. Ok. Ok.
Wait, what if Groon's drugs helped Thorpe walk?
Hum. Não.
That's it. Thorpe is the man behind the whole drug operation.
difícil. Você.
Of course, it wasn't Mitchell or Gill. It was Thorpe who shot Randall at the hospital. Everything adds up now. And yet I can already hear Smirnoff telling me I have no conclusive evidence. What if I set a trap for Thorpe? But how? Ha! What if I place Thorpe's gun up there and corner him so that he has to stand up to get it? The show was about to begin. All I needed was an audience and some patience.
Stop it!
Arr! Don't you know who you're dealing with, matey?
What a silly man.
Mutiny! You wants to be shark bait, do ya? Oh, Blacksad. I feel terrible for keeping you waiting.
John,
But you see, there was mutiny on board, so...
stop.
You see what I have to put up with. All right, gentlemen, to the cabin with you! Onward!
Aye, aye, Captain.
Come along, Blacksad. Julie, don't let anyone bother us.
Eita.
Honey, will you wait in the boardroom for me, please?
But
I'll just be a minute then. I think you've already suffered enough.
okay.
And think about where you'd like to have dinner tonight, okay? You see, I'm not gonna pay you for solving the case.
Fair enough. The truth is, I didn't solve it.
No, it's not that. You'll get every penny we agreed on, and more. But not because you solved the case, but for her. 2 days ago, she wanted to end it all. Drop out of college, sell the gym. Too many wounds to heal. But through your incredible work, you managed to heal them. Well, perhaps not completely. It takes time to get over something like this. But at least, thanks to you, Sonia wants to be happy. She has hope. I'm going to help her make Dunn's gym the best in the city. Who would have ever guessed it, huh?
I'm happy for her. She's been through a lot, and honestly, I wasn't sure she'd make it.
Well, she hasn't just yet. But she will in time. Anyway, back to the case. All those people you confronted. Gill, the German doctor, even Mitchell. Huh. I would have never suspected him. Did they say anything? Why did they do it? Did they mention any accomplices?
They did mention a certain surgeon.
Surgeon? You have any idea who that could be?
A journalist told me. Ring a bell?
Eita, agora o bicho pegou, hein?
I'm sure you've got good intentions, but you're wrong. What makes you think that? I'm sure there's an explanation.
I know that you are a highly skilled sniper, and I think it was you who shot Randall Lee at the hospital.
Have you seen me, Blacksad? How could I possibly do that?
I know you ordered Randall Lee to kill Joe Dunn, and you tried to frame Bobby Yale, who had recently given up your medical services.
Joe was my friend. Don't you get it? I hired you to solve this damn case. You think that's what a murderer would do?
Only because you thought I'd blame Bobby Yale and drop the case. But as soon as I realized something wasn't right, you sent Randall Lee and Gil to give me a scare. And when all that failed, you ordered Lee to kill me.
You're the type that won't open his jaws once he's got his prey, aren't you?
I think I've made that clear enough by now.
Put yourself in my place for a minute. You're a promising football player who just got back from the war, but you're still a nobody. The man you saved kindly opens his house to you, and that man is still undone by his wife's passing. He works all day at his gym, and he drinks himself to sleep at night. So you practically end up raising his daughter. You give her her very first abacus. You encourage her to further her education. You comfort her when she misses her mother and her father. Meanwhile, your sporting career takes off. Life is good. Until one day, out of the blue, an accident cripples you. An old friend, Mitchell, tells you he knows someone who can help you. A German doctor. His drugs take some time to work, but they do wonders. You manage to walk for short bursts at a time, little by little. And those bursts keep getting longer. But the drugs aren't cheap at all. So you have to find a way to pay for them, don't you see?
Academia. You start selling drugs to athletes. You start to...
So you decided to start an advertising agency focused on product endorsement by athletes. And then it occurred to you to sell them those same drugs you were taking. Drugs would help them excel, and you'd get better ad deals. The perfect business model. Your first client? Craig Spano. His career had hit a rough patch, so... You decided to help him, to reboot his career. And yet, when the drug started having serious side effects, you got rid of him. Afraid he would talk, you tried to kill him. That's why he hid. From then on, your business was smooth sailing. You even began to think you were above the law. You thought that you were untouchable. Until Joe Dunn found out, and then, 2 days before his unfortunate death, he came to see you.
That's enough now. You stop it. Now, I don't know if I'm above the law, but I am sure as hell not beneath it. Do you know how much power I have? The kind of people I eat with every day?
Maluco.
I could shoot you right now, and nothing would happen to me.
With that gun you keep in your drawer? I'm afraid not. I placed your pistol out of reach, just in case you happen to confirm my suspicions, Iron Arm. And now, if you'll excuse me, I have an appointment with the police.
I won't let anyone wreck my life again. Sonia and I, we deserve a future.
You can come in now, Smirnoff.
Timothy Wilson Thorpe, drop your weapon. You're under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, the state will provide one for you.
Deu mal, hein, meu? A Sonia. Mano, a Sonia é doidona, cara. Caraca, bem no coração, hein? Certeiro. Ai, não! Ai, vacilei.
No. Oh, no.
Ah, não, dá opção, por favor.
Oh, no.
Não, ela não pode morrer, cara.
Oh my God.
Não. Não, deixa ela morrer, cara. Tira a mão do controle. Ah, que vacilo, cara. Poxa vida.
After everything that had happened, the last thing I was interested in was the fight. Did Yale take drugs before the fight? Did Stone let him win? I had done everything in my power for things to go the way my moral compass dictated. Whether anyone would listen to me, that was another story. Because no matter what they tell us, our actions don't always determine our future. My moral compass. As if I even knew what that means. I didn't even know what to think of my performance throughout the case. Did I have a clear conscience? Would I have made the same decisions, given the chance?
Yes. Cara, que jogo sensacional, viu, cara? Muito bom, gostei pra caramba de jogar. Felizmente deixei a menina morrer. Mas galera, eu aconselho muito você jogar esse jogo. É uma experiência muito legal, cara. E tem vários finais. Vocês mostrem a finais de vocês e comentem aí como foi a final de vocês, beleza? Espero que vocês tenham curtido. Um grande abraço, fiquem com Deus. Até mais. Fui!